Hey there, future entrepreneurs. I'm Oprah, and today we are diving in the world of lean startup. Buckle up because this might change how you think about business. So, what exactly is lean startup? Now, let's imagine if your business could take off like a rocket instead of fizzling out like a dead firecracker. That's what lean startup is all about. It's the way of thinking that helps you launch successful businesses faster and smarter. Now, let's talk about why we need lean startup. You see, the old way of doing business was like making a perfect sandcastle before even touch the sand itself. Tons of planning, mountains of paperwork, and crossing your fingers, hoping that your customer will love your ideas. But here's the problem. The business world moves very fast, like really fast. By the time you finish that beautiful business plan, the market might have changed completely. It's like preparing for a tsunami with an umbrella. It's not really effective, right? This is where lean startup comes in. Instead of ages of planning, we just jump in and start learning. It's all about making small, quick experiments, seeing what works, and adjust our course as we go. Think of it like surfing. You can't really control the waves, but you can learn how to ride them. The lean startup approach is like you have superpower in business world. It helps you move fast, learn from your mistakes, and create something that people really want. And the best part, you don't even need huge budget and years of experience to get started. Ready to learn more? Let's dive deeper into how lean startup actually works. Trust me, it's going to be a fun ride. Now, let's talk about the secret sauce of lean startup, the build, measure, learn feedback loop. Think of it as your business GPS, constantly help you navigate towards success. The core idea is simple. Instead of spending months or years developing a perfect product, we create quick, small experiments. It's like being a chef who tastes the soup while cooking, rather than waiting until the whole meal is done to realize it needs more salt. First, we build. This means creating a minimum viable product, or MVP. Don't worry, we'll talk about the MVPs later. For now, think of it as the simplest version of your idea that can still work. It's like building a bicycle with square wheels. Not perfect yet, but enough to test if people want to ride it. Next, we measure. Once we have our MVP, we test it with real customers and collect data. How many people use it? Did they like it? Would they recommend it to friends? It's like being a detective, gathering clues about what works and what doesn't. Finally, we learn. This is where the magic happens. We take all that data we collected and use it to make decisions. Should we keep going with our idea? Do we need to change something? Or do we need to try a completely different approach? It's like solving a puzzle where each piece of data helps us see the bigger picture. And here's the cool part. We do this over and over again, getting faster each time. Build, measure, learn, repeat. It's like leveling up in a video game. Each cycle makes you stronger and smarter. So, ready to start your own build, measure, learn adventure? Let's see how it works in the real world. Hey there, future entrepreneurs. Welcome to section 3, and now we are diving into exciting world of customer development and validation. Trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds. You might think you have the next big idea, but here's the deal. If your customer don't agree, you are in a bumpy ride. That's why understanding your customer is super important. Think of customer feedback as your secret weapon. It's like having a cheat code for your startup. By listening to your customers, you can create product they actually want and need. Now, let's talk about customer discovery. It's like being a detective, but instead of solving crimes, you are solving customer problems. Cool, right? To discover your customers, you can use different techniques. You can chat with them, send out surveys, or even observe them in their natural habitat. Just don't be creepy about it, okay? Once you've gathered all that juicy info, it's time for customer validation. This is where you check if your product is a match made in heaven for your target market. You can validate your product through interviews, beta testing, or even by looking at how people use your minimum viable product. Remember, numbers don't lie, so pay attention to those metrics. So, to wrap up, listen to your customers, be a problem-solving detective, and make sure your product is a perfect fit. Do this, and you'll be one step closer to startup success. Welcome back, Startup Superstar. Now it's time to talk about the MVP. No, it's not the most valuable player. It's all about the minimum viable product. Come, let's learn more about the MVP. An MVP is like the very first version of your product. It's not perfect yet, but it works. Imagine if bicycles went straight to cars without any step in between. That is why we start small and improve. Here's the secret. The MVP doesn't need all the bells and whistles. It just needs to solve the main problems for your customers. Think of it as a rough draft. It's not perfect yet, but it will do the job. Now, let's look at real-world MVPs. Did you know Dropbox started as a video, and Airbnb began as a website for renting mattresses? These simple starts led to billion-dollar companies. Creating MVP is like being a chef. You don't perfect the recipe before serving. You made a simple version, let people taste it, and then improve according to people's feedback. It's faster and less risky. Here are some MVP pro tips. Focus on your core features. Get your customer feedback early. And remember, it's all about save cost and time in the long run. Your MVP is about learning, not perfection. Remember, every big idea starts small. Your MVP is that small idea that can grow into something amazing. Alright, startup adventurers, we've reached a crucial part of our journey, the pivot or persist decision. It's like choosing between taking a new path or sticking to the one you are on. Exciting, right? Sometimes in your startup journey, you hit a point where you need to make a big decision. Do you change direction? That's pivoting. Or keep going on your current path? That's persisting. It's like a real life choose your own adventure. So, when do you pivot? Well, if your product isn't catching on like a viral dance challenge, it might be time to change things up. Look out for signs like customers not using your product or your growth hitting a wall. Starting from zero, it could mean changing who you are selling to, tweaking your product just a bit, or even flipping your business model. Think of it like giving your startup a makeover. Same core, but new look.
Now, let's talk about persisting. Sometimes the road gets tough, but your idea is solid. It's like being a plant growing through concrete. It's hard, but worth it if you believe in your mission. To decide whether to pivot or persist, remember these tips. Analyze your data like a detective. Listen to your customers like a best friend. And trust your gut like, like an entrepreneur. Remember, the key to startup success is being flexible, like a tree in the wind. Bend when you need to, stand firm when it matters.
Alright, startup superstars. We've reached the finish line of our lean startup journey. Let's put all the pieces together. We have covered a lot, from the build, measure, learn loop to MVPs, and from customer validation to pivoting. It's like we've built a startup toolkit together. Remember the big ideas. Start small, learn fast, and don't be afraid to change. It's not about having a perfect plan. It's all about adapting and growing. The lean startup approach can help you grow your idea from a tiny seed into a thriving business. It reduces risk and helps you build something people actually want. Now, it's your turn to go out there and innovate. Remember, every big company started out as a small idea. Yours could be next.
THAI-NICHI International College
Learning in a beautiful way.